Welcome, Akrai. Today I am reacting to J-Senpai X4 from the video, and you wonder why people want to gatekeep anime trash taste. Thank you to Agent of Social Media Chaos for posting me this video. And let's just start what this is actually about, because by the way, if you want to know what I think about gatekeeping, to a certain degree, I'm for it.
Understand how somebody could literally come through, get their bag on content creation, literally someone that's absolutely made it, only for them to come through, hit a 180, and potentially try to ruin their own career by associating with someone that's not that great of a person. Obviously, we're talking about Hassan here, because
Oh, for F's sake, really? It's gonna get political?
what else
Okay,
are we talking
let's see
about,
what he has
right?
to say about
If
it.
you've seen Trash Taste on Twitter for 5 seconds, you know people ain't necessarily vibing with this. You already see this in the comment section.
We love sweet anime, man. Okay,
Of
fair
that
enough.
episode, which you would see it as well if they didn't start removing comments, which is wild as hell to do, and people will catch that and they will call you out, and they already are. It's not a good move. It's not a good move. I
Yeah,
wouldn't
it
want my
isn't.
podcast to be known for some terrorist supporting activity or things of the sort like that. For me personally, like if I ever did a podcast, that's something I'm not going to necessarily sit here and do. I'm also not going to sit here and bring up a controversial figure, at least in terms of this level of controversy when it comes down to it, and just sit here and just be like, so did you watch the latest season of I Slept With Your Mother and then she was also my sister but isekai in a different world? Like, I don't really want to kind of bring someone on to that level in terms of really that podcast, and in this very space that really is meant for people that are, honestly, I was gonna say outcasts, honestly, but we still getting outcast in our own damn community, so I guess it don't matter anymore.
The thing is, it's not even that you get outcasts or something like that. You have your own community. The anime community is pretty big, from what I can say. And I mean, let's be honest here, I got welcomed, or at least from what I get to hear right now, the least toxic of communities that I, for now, actually met. So there's that for now. But if you get someone like Hassan, I mean, Hassan, okay, I'm gonna be 100% honest here, acolytes. Hassan is a rage clown. If you don't know what I mean with that, because that's a specific thing that I actually just say, it's someone who actually just entertains people by enraging others or doing stuff that would definitively, to the point of actual mental damage, distract and enrage someone. And also, yes, Hassan is supporting, or did support to a certain degree, a terrorist group. So at the end of the day, I'm gonna be honest. I ask myself why this guy is still on. Why isn't he in jail? Because it's one thing to actually be enraging, but it's an entirely different thing of actually supporting terrorist groups. And I don't know why somebody would associate with this, especially who is that Trash Taste. I don't know Trash Taste. I'm gonna be honest. Now that I know with whom he associates, I don't want to know him. It's just no.
I swear, every time I feel like they bring this person up, it's like a controversy that's gonna follow them. It doesn't make any type of sense of why they would want that, or why they would take a chance to do that again, but they just do it, and it's super weird. It's super, super weird, and that's something that just not necessarily on the calendar that you need to be dealing with. And then when people go out their way to say some crazy things, and then they come through and make a video or a tweet just being like, why is people being so negative? Why are people being so hurtful? Why are people telling me to disassociate with these guys because they hanged out or put on a podcast with, Hassan and all this stuff? There is multiple reasons as to why people will say negative things, and there's
Yeah.
clearly obvious reasons as to why people don't like this decision and why they will never really ever want this to be a common thing to kind of go about, especially in terms of a podcast like this. And even if you don't agree with his views at all, guess what? The internet will basically put you in that position where you agree by association. So people
Correctly.
are going to start calling you wild and ass terms and thinking that, yo, you might support the same things he very much supports. And that's just going to be, raps for you. Well, I would say raps for you in any instance, but I think they're at a point where they're too big to fail,
Yeah,
which
yeah,
is a
yeah,
bit
yeah. It is.
crazy to say, but at the same time,
No, that's how it works.
repercussions like that don't really happen a lot on the internet,
Mm-hmm.
at least permanently when it comes down to it. But still, nonetheless, people ain't gonna necessarily like this. But I'm not just mad at this situation, I'm mad at just really all situations where you have a popular content creator hang out with someone that's obviously an asshole and then just be like, yeah, this is perfect, this is fine. Literally a burning house with that one damn dog in that meme. Yeah, burning house, drinking coffee, this is fine. What are you talking about? Get your bum ass out before you basically get burned to death. Are you stupid? It's like when Drake was trying to hit that drone with that sandal. Look at look at this pose. Why are you posted up like this, mi amor? You need help immediately. Pronto. Vamonos. And all
By the way, I disagree with this one. Like, if somebody with a drone does this to me, I would want to destroy this fucker instantly. Instantly. Because this is just unhinged. Spying like this. If you would do the same thing with a spyglass, people would also be mad about it. And you're just the same amount of a perv as the others are. And I'm not saying that somebody that actually flies drones is automatically a perv. No. Because having good photos from high up with a drone is something beautiful. But don't spy on people. Okay. And second of all, what I want to say here, you cannot say and actually tell someone and just influence, or you can influence to a certain degree. But if somebody chooses to associate with someone that you despise, just disconnect from them. Even if you watch them for 50 years right now, or 10 years, just say, I disagree with that, disconnect with them. Now, will this happen? No. Does he wonder why this is the thing? Or trash talk, in this case. If he does, he's pretty stupid. So I assume that he pretends to not knowing why people are hating on him. Because the association with that person that actually supports very, very bad things is disgusting. It's honestly disgusting. And it's not the fact that Hassan, in this case, actually interviewed a terrorist. It's not that. I don't give a fuck about that. It's the fact that he actually supports what they do and fanboyed him like a child. And this part is very disgusting to me. So yeah, just disassociate with those people. Simple as that.
Also, to kind of add a whole another aspect to this whole anime YouTuber sort of thing, especially when it comes to the top level, there is a lot of things they could be also discussing, and yet they don't, and then they make decisions like this where, it's not something that you should do. At least I wouldn't have done this type of thing, right? And there's plenty of other things in the space that you could bring up if you're gonna talk about some anime for once in a while. Like the weird ass credit card situation that's been going on in Japan, like literally all the other wild and stuff as well. And that's one thing I'm starting to really hate about the anime space now, is that it's just getting way more political than it ever needed to be. And I don't understand why this is the case. Why does it have to be here? Like, I'm out here trying to talk about some big old anime booba and enjoy my time with the nearest anime that's coming out, honestly. And yet we got like left takes, right takes, up takes, down takes. I'm like, what the hell is happening here? This is not the community I thought, we was gonna see. This is not the community I was thinking, oh, we're gonna see some cooking ass, firing ass shows, right? We're gonna just chill and have a nice time discussing things. Now it's just disrespect, politics, And literally, like, if you don't agree with the show that I like and the character that I like, then, well, F you. Here's a doxing bill to your house. Like, I don't understand. You know,
Good, then I'm gonna explain it to you. It's relatively simple. We live in an age where there are a lot of freaks, and those freaks don't actually carry their consequences correctly. And as long as this goes, nothing will change. Simple as that. The internet does a lot of things correctly, but sadly, the anonymity and the basically helplessness you have to a high degree, it's just disgusting. So at the end of the day, you just have to teach them consequences. I don't know how. I don't know when. But at the end of the day, acolytes, as a lich, I will find a way. But until then, we just have to accept that some things exist and hope for the best.
the funny part is, too, I just read a tweet that just makes absolute sense. There was a whole video of C-Dog basically talking about how the anime community isn't the same anymore and how divided and how everything kind of sucks now. And yet you do something to basically divide more people. I don't understand that. What is the logic behind that? What is the thought process? Like, I'm trying to sit here and just have a good ass time with the people that I, like when it comes down to it, and just enjoy the content that we do. That's what my mind would be if I was in that top position, especially when it comes to anime and such. That's my idea and thinking. But
yes, and the idea of the freaks is simply that they are morally superior to you and you have to obey them at every single step. If not, you are a, let's just do it short, extremely bad person. Let's say a beholder. So they can have an excuse to do bad things to you and feel good about themselves. It's quite simple these days.
why would you say that and then directly right after that be involved with someone like that to come through the podcast and just cause a controversy again and divide more people again? It's a very much a weird move. Like, I'm gonna keep it a stack. I get it. The show is called Trash Taste. So of course you're gonna expect things that you don't really agree with, and that's understandable. But at the very same time, there's a difference between having a trash taste and just doing something that is just flat out gonna get you harmed in the long run, essentially, right? That's like if someone basically come through and call a certain thing based that actually is based, but then someone calls something that's obviously like a whole ass crime and something very negative based, when it's not that. It's absolutely something bad that should not have happened, and it's weird as hell that you just called it based. So what the hell are you doing here? And you know what the sad part about all this is, just to kind of cap off everything? I think the biggest and easily the most saddest part of all this is that they literally will have, someone that's very much on a pro-terrorist type of side and have takes that obviously does not matter in the long run when it comes down to whatever mostly they talk about. Essentially, they go about that,
Probably,
but
yeah.
then at the very same time, if they were to actually get serious and yap about something that actually does pretty much matter and they have a platform to do, they just don't. And I don't mean like, oh, just regular, stuff that happens that goes around. No, I mean like within the space of anime, within the space of the anime industry, and no one yaps about that. And it's weird. That's why I made a whole video calling that shit out, because it's weird, right? Like, it just is. That's why I'm like, yo, why don't we just talk about the whole, credit card thing that's been going on with Japan and they getting screwed over?
That would be good.
Or
Yeah.
essentially about how these different companies are getting taken down because these credit card companies ain't effing with the whole inappropriate content or just things in general, and try to push censorship on these people. And just many other things that we can go on and yap about, and we have yapped about before. And it's like, this is where you put all your stakes into? Not all the actual things that's affecting the very thing that gave you your whole ass, like, big popular uprising, and not all that stuff that's going.
Yes? Yes?
I don't know what Japan, but just this nonsense. I just again I find a lot of this just straight up baffling. I kind of honestly am speechless when it
Why? Why? For the last, I would say, about 15 years, this is a pattern that repeats over and over and over and over again. How is this surprising to you? Maybe he's way younger than me, maybe that. But nah, come on. He's a bit longer on the internet, isn't he? Let's just say, because I of course, don't know how long he is on here. But I think we can gather a relatively fine and simple. If he goes over the 1 year mark, he should actually not be surprised by this. And it seems so, yeah. Because I would say if you're over a year on the internet, this is a pattern that you should be used to by now. Because this stuff is right now as old as time. Yeah, no, you shouldn't be surprised about it. Inform yourself more, senpai. This feels wrong. Yeah, he's quite a long time here. What the F? 3 years ago. Damn. But no, you really shouldn't be surprised by that. You really shouldn't. Damn, he's grinding since over 5 years. The man has some freaking balls. He's actually here doing the work. Respect for that. But you shouldn't be surprised that the thing goes as it goes. No, you shouldn't.
comes to some times with these guys and how they kind of go about this, and literally a situation like this, it just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. It doesn't make sense to come through and basically be labeled an associate with someone that has the takes that Hassan does. It doesn't make sense for, really any and all bigger content creators to just hang out with people that are equally terrible. And then it doesn't make sense for really this to just be the way it is. Again, this, you were talking about, like, obviously, again, people being mad negative on the internet, but then you give them something to be negative about, and you don't see that. Once again, I don't understand it. This is, again, partially the reason why I'm like, man, I would like to be a bigger content creator. I would, just so we can, actually have something more positive to talk about. And yes, we'll probably have problems on our own, but still, I could hopefully hope we can make it a better place.
No, that's on you. That's on you. You know how I do it? I watch funny videos. This makes the world already a bit of a more positive place. Just when people can just joke around in the comments for a bit, that's already a very good start. Think about that. Just do something positive. That's all. I know the negative stuff gets more. Not even. Like, the negative stuff doesn't necessarily give more views. At least I don't see that pattern on entirely. The mix that I do is actually quite fine. And I'm also just going in the more positive way, to be honest. Like, Acolytes, I'm just. Like, most of the time, of course, a bit of drama is always nice to hear. I mean, why not? It's just fun to me, but but it's definitively on you. Just go in, do positive things. You get the positive feedback.
A little bit, at least 1% better. That'd be great. But it just. Ugh. I don't even know what to say. Honestly, I'm just confused. I'm really more confused than anything. But that's really what I wanted to say for this one. So hopefully you did enjoy. If you did, be sure to like, share, subscribe, hit the notification on my out.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, this video was more of a rant than actually anything else. This one I didn't like as much, to be completely honest. I personally, I don't know. I just didn't have as much fun with it. I disagreed with him on a lot of points, or on some points. But I mean, and don't get me wrong, I normally love his videos, but this one, not a fan. To be honest, not a fan. Normally yes, but right now not a fan. But hey, I mean, for F's sake, I do slop content, so nothing new to me. But as it is, acolytes, good night.